Welcome to Clubhouse Golf. I'm Tom Denby. Now we're down here at the Mere with Simon Dyson, and I wanted to pick Simon's brains a little bit around his Masters experience. So Simon's played in the Masters twice, a dream for any young golfer or any golfer out there. And just give us an idea, Simon, in terms of your first experience. 2010, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2010. I managed to win the Dunhill, which got me in the top 50 in the world.
Yeah.
And then, so obviously I got the invite through, and I know I'm going to play it, which was amazing.
Posted invite,
yeah.
That's pretty mega, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it comes in a really nice envelope as well. So that got delivered. So I knew I was going to play it. So then we started looking at flights. I think all my family came, and about 15 other guys as well. So we got these two houses, and we all just stayed together. But yeah, just arriving that first time, I played a practice round the week before the Houston Open.
Right.
So there was nobody there.
No.
So you got to see all the undulation. It's quite hard to differentiate where all the greens and tees are, because you normally see the patrons around them. Whereas actually, the fairways don't look that much different to the greens. So
it'll be interesting watching it this week.
Very interesting.
No patrons because of COVID and things like that. It's going to be really interesting to see that the difference in terms of how that visually looks.
Yeah, that'll look really different, because I noticed, I'm stood on the first tee, and it was even hard to point out like the 18th green, which isn't far away, and the 10th tee and stuff. So played that on played that the week before Houston. Obviously went and played Houston, flew back into Augusta, and then I just remember pitching up on the Monday, and there'd been like 20,000 people there, and it had a totally different feel to it.
Yeah. And
that was the start of my Masters experience.
Who did you play with?
In my practice round, I played with Stenson, and then on the second day, I played with Donald and Garcia, and then I got paired with Michael Campbell and Ben Crane.
Nice.
First 2 days. So it was great experience.
Did you skim it across the water at 16?
Yeah, I had a go at it. I failed miserably. Yeah. Didn't flight it correctly at all.
No. Did you see that? Who was it? John Rahm just hold it yesterday.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that because was it Vijay Singh who'd had the hole in one?
Yeah.
But the camera work wasn't great because it was from a few years ago. Whereas they actually had the cameras on it yesterday, so you got to see it properly. Amazing shot.
So what's your underlying memory of that first week that you had then, in terms of, I don't know, was it drive down Magnolia Drive? Was it your first tee shot, or? I
think it was a bit of everything. I was a bit in awe of the place because I'd watched it for so long on TV, and I'd such expectations of it. I mean, and they lived up to every single one of them. The drive down Magnolia Lane, you're doing it every day. You never get sick of it.
Yeah.
Pull into the car park, go through the clubhouse and it all opens up. Seeing how undulating the course is, seeing how hilly it is, that absolutely astounded me the first time I was there. Absolutely astounded me how far, when you stood on the first tee, how far down the 8th tee is.
Right.
Is unbelievable.
You don't get that on TV at all.
You really don't, and it would surprise you.
Yeah.
And how uphill the 18th plays.
Right.
Again, you don't see it on TV. But just the atmosphere, everybody's so lovely.
Yeah.
You can get your seat, your fold-out chair.
Yeah.
As soon as the gates open, they let you put it by the 16th, by the 18th, and that is yours for the day. You just have your name on it. You don't have to sit in it, but no one's allowed to take your space. So that's why everybody gets in really early, dumps the seat, and then goes and has a walk around.
Right.
Just all sorts of things, really. Just the experience, letting my dad experience it. I mean, it was a proud moment, very proud moment for him. The nerves on the first tee, oh my days, I've never experienced anything like that ever.
Would you say that's the most nervous you've ever been?
Without a doubt, and I don't think I'll ever be that nervous ever again, not even if I do a skydive or anything. I mean, I'm literally looking at the first tee lined with patrons thinking, if I get one coming out low and left out the neck, I'm going to take about 10 people out here.
Did you nail it?
I thinned it down the middle and managed to walk off with a very scrappy 4, but I was happy.
Best 4 you've ever made in your life, wasn't it?
But just everything. Even I missed the cut by a shot, which was disappointing, but we got to watch Westwood battle with Mickelson.
Perfect.
You know, when Mickelson hits the shot out the pine needle, we were right behind him hitting that shot, and just memories like that. I mean, they'll be with me forever, absolutely forever.
What was your favourite hole?
I really like the sixth, the par 3.
Yeah.
The par 3 down the hill.
Yeah.
I birdied it the second day, but I remember it being up there on the top the first day, and it's like the size of this table is that top plateau.
Wow.
Just a really nice hole, and then you've got the 16th to the right, so you're hitting over people, you're hitting over spectators.
Yeah.
There's loads of spectators behind you as well, and behind the green, and it was just, you know, when you every golfer has this hole where they can just see the shot. And that was kind of my hole, where I just saw the shot, and and I played it pretty good. But yeah, that's one of my favourite holes.
And is Amen Corner as hard as this is?
Yeah, it's very tough.
Yeah.
Very tough. I mean, 10, 11, I know they're not part of Amen Corner, but they're brutal.
Yeah.
Well, 10's a really tough hole.
11's long.
11's long. I think I hit a 4-iron in there one day.
Wow.
12.
I almost think they've ruined that over the length, because
I do.
Because the lads just bail out now.
I do. And
nobody goes at it.
Well, if you've got an 8-iron to a left pin, some people are going to go at it. You're going to see a lot more balls go in the water, aren't you? So actually, by lengthening it, they're making. I know guys are hitting, you know, making 5s and maybe even 6s, but they're taking the water out of play.
Yeah,
which
I think so.
You want to kind of see them taking it on, don't you?
Because you can miss the green short and right, really, and have a fairly basic chip on.
Absolutely.
Up and down.
And 12, I don't think you don't realise how hard 12 is because of all the wind.
Right.
The wind can be downwind 1 second, and then literally 2 seconds. As soon as you've hit your shot, it turns in downwind or into the wind. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
So 13's a really nice hole.
Yeah.
But the one thing that astounded me with 13 is when you're stood over your second shot, how far above your feet the ball is.
Really?
I used to look at them going, how's he missed that miles left, or why has he left it out right? But it is literally, it feels like you're swinging around your body.
Right.
So that's another thing. 13's a really nice hole though. It's got a nice feel to it. But it's someplace.
Winner this week, who do you think?
I mean, looking at Bryson's numbers off the tee and what Sandy Lau put the other day, I mean, he's turning it into a bit of a pitch and putt, isn't he? But I don't think Kopka will be far off. Kopka's strokes gained tee to green last 3 years he's led. Yeah. So that to me says he likes the course, he sees the shots.
I think for me this is the most open out there in terms of who could win it this week.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Rahm, you've got Koepka, you've got DJ playing well. You know, I think there's so many top players, but interestingly, they all hit it a long way.
They all hit it a long way, but you're right. I mean, McIlroy, with the crowds not been there, that might do him some favours. Unfortunately, he hasn't showed much form since lockdown. Really, he was flying at the beginning of the year. Obviously, he's had his first child as well, but I'd like to see someone like Rory win it, complete the Grand Slam. So we don't get to see it very often anymore. So when people do it, it's a special moment. But Bryson won't be far off, I don't think.
No. And just lastly, just for the people at home, just give them an indication just how quick those greens are then.
Right, so I tell this story quite a bit. On the 14th, par 4, you know, a little dog leg, a bit of 7-iron, just left pin, and I've just missed. I'm on the green, but I'm on top of this plateau. Yeah. And I think I was 15 feet from the pin, and I remember walking over to my brother, and my brother was like, "Oh, good shot in there." I went, "I'm knackered." He was like, "What do you mean?" He went, I said, "I've got no putt whatsoever." He was like, "You're 15 feet away." I went, "I know." And I literally, say the hole's over there, I hit it at 90 degrees, and I literally tapped it, and it moved, and then it went 25 feet past. So that's why they always talk about the importance of approach play at the Masters. Yeah. You've got to get the ball under the hole. Yeah. And I got the wrong side of the hole there, and I just had no putt, but
I remember
really fast.
Trying to explain it to somebody in terms of that really the greens are, let's say, 30 feet wide, but they're not really.
No, they're not.
You know, it's like actually they're 5 feet wide.
Yeah.
That's where you've got to try and hit it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
And you know what? There's some pins where they can put them and it actually benefits.
In,
so like that back middle pin on 14. Everybody, you see so many birdies that day because you can be 10 foot, 15 foot left of it and it just feeds round and goes down to this. But then there's some pins where you just can't get near, and that's where you've got to really position your ball correctly. So that's why I think someone like Kopka could do well with his approach play.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out when we're in.
We will.
So I really appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoyed that in terms of a real good insight in terms of what the Masters is about from a guy who's played it twice.